Hi, friends. So, wow, this is new, something different, trying things out. That is the basis for improv. Improv, like Second City improv, like Chicago style improv, improvisational theater. It's a great way to approach life. The first rule of improv is yes and. So what happens? When you say yes and, you're saying yes to opportunities, you're saying yes to life, yes to your friends, yes, and basically the idea is that you take the offer that someone gives you, like, hey, let's go to dinner, and you build on it. You go, oh yeah, let's go to dinner, and let's go somewhere else after that, for example. That's a good example. But as a lifestyle, as a living way of being, anything someone offers you is an offer. How can you build on that? How can you build with a stranger? That happens to be something that I do a lot of. So let's talk about strangers, random people passing by. We have a negative bias in our brains. We judge people, maybe not on purpose, but, somebody's shorts that they're wearing. You might have a thought about it. Well, controlling those thoughts are a good thing. Trying to see the people just as people. What if, and this is an offer, what if you were the same as everyone else? What if the space dust that created me created you too? Well, in a unity consciousness, accepting offers is the perfect thing to do, because you're basically accepting things from ourselves. If we're all made of the same stuff, then doesn't it make sense to accept? Now, I have had experiences where my first instinct is to say no about everything. And I learned over time, maybe I need a little time. Maybe I need 24 hours to let the idea sink in and think about it. Think about how I can build with that. How can I add to what you've offered? How can I bring myself into what you've offered? So there's a great improv game that's I'm a tree. And so it starts out with somebody saying, I'm a tree. And they become a tree. Someone else comes in and says, I'm the apple on the tree. And so they pretend to hang off a branch. Someone else comes in and says, I'm the worm in the apple on the tree. And so accepting what is offered and adding to it. So if you're the worm in the apple on the tree, then who comes next? The mite on the worm in the apple on the tree? It can get very fun. So I want to focus on how can we be more open to what life brings us? How can we see the synchronicities that come with being ourselves, showing up, having an intention, planning on accepting offers? I'll tell you a story. I toured the Midwest doing shows in elementary schools, helping kids use improv to teach them how to write. It was an amazing experience. And I'm in the van, and we're about to head out to our next location, and I got a phone call. And that phone call said, do you think you could, I don't know what it is. It's not the Super Bowl. It's something else like that. But they want a bungee act. Do you think you can do that? I took one class in circus school. I learned a little bit of how to rig it. how to, make it safe. I learned how to be in a bungee harness. This is two bungees coming off a harness off of your waist. I said yes. And then I called my friend across the country who I knew could also say yes to that. And he and I built a rig. We built the structure. We designed it. We built it. We practiced. I arrived with all the equipment in San Francisco. We practiced together. We created an act. We made it happen. And in the end, that was the gig of a lifetime, was performing in Hawaii, paid behind Enrique Iglesias and Ciara at the 2009 Pro Bowl in Hawaii. It took work. It took ingenuity. It took thinking out of the box. It took saying yes. Just saying yes. How many opportunities have you not said yes to that you look back and wish you did? An improv mindset is about seeing those opportunities, saying yes, and going all in. It's a huge life lesson. We're taught to be afraid. We're taught to not take risks. Well, improv teaches us that it's okay to fail and it's okay to take risks because we learn from failing. We do. And we learn by taking those risks. Sometimes things don't turn out exactly the way you had planned. We thought we were going to be on TV, like the whole time for the halftime show. Of course not. We were on TV for about 4 seconds, if that. But for me, it wasn't about the TV. It's like once in a lifetime experience. That's what that was about. And I live in a van. I say yes all the time to opportunities because I happen to be out of the matrix. I got out of the matrix in 1993. I've gone back and forth. I've been in the matrix and out of the matrix. I know I'm happier outside of the matrix. I was a professional clown. I still am. So I was in Barcelona and I was getting ready to go to circus school and I needed a job. And I tried human statues. I didn't want to paint myself up in gold every day, all head to toe, and then have to wash it off and go to circus school. Well, I felt a little bit lost. I even came back to the States for a little while and worked in my dad's office. And then I went back. And when I went back, I was determined. My purpose was to be a street performer, a successful street performer, and pay for circus school and be okay and pay my rent, pay my bills. So I came back and I just happened to be sitting in my friend's truck and I saw this postcard of a rock with feet under it, coming out from under it. And I thought, that's how I feel. I feel a little mushed. I'm not sure what to do with myself. I'm not sure how I can make all this work. And then all of a sudden, my brain said, that's how you feel. Make that work. You're not the only person feeling that way. And I went, oh my goodness. So I made a deal with a sculptor who would let me make payments. I said yes. I had a sculptor build this huge meteorite, and I ended up creating an act. It took time and it took experimentation. It wasn't immediate. But I made an act that I won awards. I won Best Reaction at the Coin Drop for a lady dead under a meteorite who looked like a cartoon. I got an agent. I was toured all over Spain. I was sent by the agent to Just for Laughs in Canada. I was sent to Madrid to be on the news with a lady, dead lady under a rock yelling for help in 14 languages and nobody ever helps her. It turned into a high comedy performance that I practiced improv and Spanish improv all day long. I didn't speak Spanish when I got there. I learned it on the fly. I said yes. So I said yes to Spanish. I said yes to being smashed by a meteorite. I said yes to circus school. I said yes to living my dream. And I said yes to every single opportunity that came my way. And that meant that, again, once in a lifetime experiences that lasted a couple of years. It was 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. I made it like a job so I could pay my bills and pay for school. And it worked. And it worked because I didn't give up. And it worked because I created something different, something out of nothing. Can you say yes and create something out of nothing? My friend, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I'll go through some more improv rules and we'll talk about how they work in life and how important this is in terms of you want to raise your vibration, you want to try something new, you want to get out of the grind. That's one of the ways. Think about what you have that no one else has to offer. And maybe that's too deep right now. Look at the opportunities around you. What's your purpose? What's your dream? What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? Start by looking here and then look out here. What am I going to say yes to today? So many things. So I am a joy activation coach. I use laughter, yoga, improv, and many more modalities to help you find more joy. And I will tell you, it's chemical. A lot of it's chemical. Saying yes to your brain chemicals, I highly recommend that. Say yes to those brain chemicals, and you will find ascension, you will find vibration increasing, you will find energy, fun, playfulness, and so many things I'm going to be talking about here. Seriously, say yes. Say yes to me by subscribing to this channel, please, and liking my videos, and help me out by watching the whole thing. And then we will look at all of the different ways that you can be a new you, if you want, or a yes and you. A yes and who are you today? A yes and who do you want to be tomorrow? Right now in the moment, this very moment is all we really have. Say yes to this moment, and what is brought to you will surprise you, especially when you say yes and you dedicate yourself to that yes and you follow through. Boy, my friend, you are going to be surprised, elated, happy, and maybe succeed. I mean, there could be a little difficulty, there could be a little challenge here and there, but really, our goals are always to succeed. You can do it. We can do it. Let's all do it. Let's all say yes. Say yes to all of life's possibilities and opportunities, and you will not regret it. You might regret an occasional yes. You might consider it a little bit of a mistake, but you know, a mistake, it's how we learn. It's how we learn. I look back on the last 30 years of my risk-taking. I look back at my businesses. I look back at my journey. There's very little that I can say I regret, because life has been a huge adventure. And I will do some of that sharing, and there are other channels I can share as well that you'll see more. For right now, just say yes. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to me, because I'm kind of fun. And stay on this channel. There'll be more coming. More improv rules, more ways to make life joyful, more ways to move forward with your dreams. Thank you, friend. Please subscribe and I'll see you next time.